Hi everyone. Oh, that was a game, wasn't it? That was just an incredible game. It's one of those games that come along a few times in your lifetime, to be honest. And to actually say that I was there on that day, it was unbelievable in many ways. It was an incredible game. Drama. I've said it in the comments on my video that if it was a movie, you would say it was a bit far-fetched, to be honest. But I've got to talk about it. I've got to get off my chest, really. And there are two other YouTube videos on it. There's one by a guy called Sam who does Footy Adventures, and he goes round different grounds, getting different games, and he was sat with the Sheffield United fans. And then there's another video by Fusion Josh. Both are great football YouTubers that I like to watch. And Fusion Josh is sat with us. And the two videos are such a contrast in many ways. Sam, I would actually, if I was talking to Sam, I'd say, Sam, you chose the wrong end to be in, to be honest, because his video it has drama, but it's nothing like the drama that you get with Fusion Josh being in our end. And you can tell the difference in how the game was from whichever side of the coin you were watching it from. Sheffield United fans that Sam was sat in with were pretty dour, pretty bored, pretty miserable bunch, really, to be honest. And they were seeing things could go wrong, and they were full of, they were on a downer with Sheffield United, and even the intensity of the end didn't really come across on Sam's video. But in Fusion Josh's video with us, you can see he's a neutral, and he just cannot believe what he is watching in a way that Sam can't believe what he's watching from the Sheffield United point of view. But the drama is nothing the same, and you have to watch those two videos rather than mine to get that view of a neutral watching that game, because from both sides of the coin they're just on different levels of intensity and drama. And Fusion Josh is by miles a better video. Sorry, Sam, but it is. So I've got some notes here. I've made some notes. I've also just rewatched the game on Tangerine TV, so I can kind of get my head straight onto what I saw and whether I was like delusional and seeing things wrong. And if you get a chance to watch it on Tangerine TV, it's horrendous. Right, so let's just go through a few of the things. I mean, we set off, we go to Sheffield United, and we've just beat Watford 3-1, and you're thinking, Sheffield United, they've lost a bit of form. We've got a chance here. We have got a chance to do something here at Sheffield United. And I did say in my pre-video that, last time we went to Sheffield, we were pretty lucky to come away with a 1-0 win. In fact, we were very lucky to come away with a 1-0 win, but we did. And I wasn't sure whether, fortune could favour us twice going again against a team that's top of the league. And we're in, for me, a false position where we are. But anyway, more of that later. But the game starts off, you're thinking, right, Blackpool are in form. And within a couple of minutes, Sheffield United put the goal in the net. Pretty much against the run of play as well, because Blackpool had a few chances. They just go straight down and score, and it's disallowed. So it's a reprieve. And then we again attack a little bit against Sheffield United, and they just go straight down again and score more or less identically the goal that was disallowed. So they're 1-0 up. And then Blackpool huff and puff, and we're still kind of in this game. We're looking great, we're looking sharp. And then Sheffield United go down and score another easy goal. Don't know whether it was from mistake, but it was another simple, easy goal bundled in over the line, and we're 2-0 down, and you're just thinking, this is just not going to be our day. It's going to run away with itself, and this could be a landslide. We're defending like a bunch of duck eggs, and we can't score. And I think Jane was probably thinking about what she was going to have for tea again. It was just that bad. You're kind of giving up hope. And then, out of sort of nowhere really, Jerry Yates heads a ball, which, to be honest, I'm not sure if it's a great header because it goes right in top bins, but was it meant? It kind of just pings off his head. I don't know whether he's trying to put it across the box or whatever, but it's a goal. Blackpool fans go mental. It's a chance. We're back in the game. We're not 2-0 down. We're 2-1 down. We're back in the game. And then unbelievably, Shane Lavery puts a most gorgeous cross across to Jerry Yates, and he just, places it back in the same corner that the header went, and it's just a joyful shot, and that's it. Pool fans are going mental. The atmosphere is like unbelievable in that end, and we're going at half time at 2-2, and you're just thinking, yeah, Blackpool are going to go on and win this, because there's only one team in it, really. We were playing so fantastic. Everybody I speak to at half time is predicting that Blackpool are going to win this game. I've got 4-2 predictions and all this sort of stuff, and everybody's thinking we're going to win, because we just look again, and I'm going to talk about this as well, because there's been a lot of fans that don't like the appointment of Michael Appleton, but I'm starting to fall in love with him. I'm sorry, I really am. I like everything he says. I like the way the team are playing. This is for me the first time since Ian Holloway that Blackpool have looked like a Holloway side, looked like playing that exciting football where it's just chance after chance and wave after wave, and we're going for it, and I just love that kind of football. It's exciting, it's on the edge of your seat, and sometimes if a team puts in that kind of performance and you lose, you don't mind, because they're dying for the shirt, and you can see they're all together, they're really close knit, and it's probably the best we've been since Ian Holloway. Undoubtedly, post in the comments if you disagree with me, but I think Appleton is making us play some amazing football, and I think this is just glorious, and I love this kind of do or die football. I just love it. I can't get enough of it. It's fantastic to watch. You could not take your eyes off this game, by the way, and that's Sheffield United as well. It was, it was end to end. It was just everybody attacking, going in, full on tackles. It was just everything. It was like a derby game. It was unbelievable. And, probably on hindsight, you would probably say a draw was a fair result, because neither team really deserved to lose. But, football doesn't always work that way. And so let's talk about the second half. We come out for the second half, and unbelievably, Sheffield United seem to make a mistake, and we go 3-2 up. So we've come from 2-0 down to 3-2 up. The atmosphere in the Blackpool end is unbelievable. And but it's getting angry. You can feel the anger in the crowd, because the referee is ignoring some just diabolically late challenges on Blackpool players and just waving them on. And you can feel the players getting more irate. You can feel the referee losing a grip on the game, because he's just not punishing Sheffield United for some terrible... the one on Charlie Patino in midfield, my God, how late do you have to be? And the one on Jerry Yates as well. But there was more. And you're thinking, Sheffield United, I don't know, he's dishing out yellow cards like they're going out of fashion. I think at that time there was like 7 yellow cards. And you're just thinking, Sheffield United are going, they're going to be going down to 10 men. You'd never think in a million years that we would be going down to 10 men. But anyway, it happens. Marvin Epiteta, second yellow card. Jane is looking at her phone or something, doesn't see anything. She's, it's that annoying moment where she's saying, what happened? I didn't see it. I didn't see what happened. I'm like, it's just bloody mistimed his tackle. He's took the player out. It's a red card. He's off. And you're thinking, oh my God, if it, we're 3-2 up, we got a great chance. And now we're down to 10 men. And you just can't believe that we are down to 10 men after what you've been watching. But before that, there was a head injury to Bridcut. And, we see it every week of every game. Teams come to Bloomfield Road and the they're either winning or they're wasting time, and there's a head injury, and the referee pulls the game up when you're in a great position, and they have to because that's the rules. It's a head injury, and we all know that the game has to stop for a head injury. Bridcut goes down in the box. The Blackpool fans, the players are all remonstrating. They're all shouting at the referee. The crowd that I'm in are just going mental, absolutely mental about this head injury. And the referee just ignores it and he lets us play on until we kick it out off the pitch for a corner, but it's off the pitch to try and get the game stopped. So he doesn't stop the game for the head injury, which would have been a drop ball or whatever, and, you know, they give the ball back to us and the game carries on. No, it's a corner. Dom Thompson is remonstrating with the referee, is trying to ask him why is it a corner when it was a head injury? You're supposed to stop the game. And as he's saying this to the referee, Bernie comes over from Sheffield United and just shoves him. He just shoves him off the ball. Right in front of the referee, shoves him away, to which Dom Thompson then shoves back. Yeah, you would. Somebody shoves you, you shove back. The referee ignores the first shove from McBurney and gives a yellow card to Dom Thompson, basically just for complaining and telling him that it should have stopped the game. So, for me, rubbish yellow card, wrongly dished out. So we've got Marvin Epiteta sent off, and then the turning point in the game, well, the double turning point in the game, and the point where it just became like ridiculous. And this is where the ball's going out and he gets shoulder barged, like really hard, shoulder barged off the pitch, straight into the advertising hoardings, which is dangerous in my opinion. I don't care. It's a shoulder barge, but if you're going at speed and somebody shoves you and you go into those advertising, these electronic ones, and I've actually touched the ones around the side of the perimeter at Bloomfield Road, and they're like solid, like they're either made out of wood framed, and they've got all the the LEDs on, and they are rock hard. And I tell you, if somebody shoved you and you're running at full speed into those advertising hoardings, and you did go straight into them, and anything could happen. It is dangerous play. You could break your arm easy because you're hitting a solid post. It could have been a cracked rib if you're going on your ribs. Anything could have happened. And of course, he's shoved into the advertising boards. He gets up and he kicks the ball in anger. And he doesn't even, to be honest, and I've watched it on TV. He doesn't even kick it all that hard. And it hits the Sheffield United player who fouled him on more or less on his boot with a football. And he then goes over to Dom Thompson and starts at him and, almost attacking him, and he gets pulled away. And the referee then gives a yellow card to Dom Thompson and sends him off for a second red card. And at this time, the Blackpool fans in our end are shouting, off, 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 off. For the foul on Dom Thompson into the advertising boards, all the Blackpool fans thought he was going to get sent off. Now, a good referee, I thought there was three options there. You book the Sheffield United player for like violent play, putting him into the advertising boards. Or a sensible referee, somebody like Kalina, would probably have a word with them both and say, look, lads, it's getting out of hand. The game is getting out of control. The stadium's getting out of control. The whole thing is getting too angry. You two better calm down. The pair of you, I don't want to see any more of this. And if I see any more shoving, pushing, fouling, niggling, whatever between you two, I'm sending you both off. Now, that's what a proper referee would have done to calm the situation down. Or if he was a really hard referee, he would have sent them both off. He would have just sent them both off. But he doesn't. He completely ignores everything that the Sheffield United player did and sends our player off. And that, to me, was the defining moment of just the poorest refereeing I think I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, so Blackpool are now down to 9 men. And it's the Alamo. And all we can do basically is like 2 banks of 4 and the goalkeeper. That's it. What more can you do? You're 2 players down, 2 back. So it's going to be coming at us. So Sheffield United are all over us, as they're going to be. As we would be if it was the other way around at Bloomfield Road, and the Sheffield United fans are baying for blood. And he gives them a penalty, which I've got to say has to be the worst penalty decision I've ever seen. And this is the guy that got Dom Thompson sent off and didn't get booked. And he should have been booked for a dive, because it is clear. I've watched it on TV. Nowhere near him. Flings himself on the floor. Maxwell punches the ball out perfectly well, and they get a penalty. Nobody can believe it. The Blackpool fans are just stunned. Nobody can believe it. It's all going to be Sheffield United now. Anyway, here comes the penalty, and unbelievably hits the inside of the post, comes out to safety, and you just can't believe it, but justice is done. Now there's another penalty shout. The ball hits our player on the arm. It's hit at him at speed, close by. Is it a handball? When I never think it is. I think if you're within about 5 yards of the ball and they hit one really hard and it just hits you somewhere on the arm or whatever, there's not a lot you can do. It's just, you can't get out of the way of it. I don't think it's a penalty, but the Sheffield fans think it is a penalty. And even if they do, I don't think you can have both. You can't have a penalty that's just never a penalty in a million years and then be given another penalty that may or may not be. So for me, they equal themselves out. But then we go into 8 minutes of injury time. I'm listening to the commentators and they're reckoning on their on their calculations. It could be 5, could be 6. It's 8 minutes of injury time. Nobody knows where 8 minutes can possibly have come from, but the referee gives 8 minutes for Sheffield United to get an equaliser. Basically, that's how it felt from our end. This is ridiculous. 8 minutes to get an equaliser. And in that 8 minutes, there are 5 corners. 5 corners. And of those 5, one was a kicked in the head foul in the penalty area. That our commentators are going, it's a foul. It's kicked it. Gives a corner. And there's 2 other corners as well that are just never. They're just never corners. They're goal kicks, and the pressure is coming and coming and coming. And then to finally, stick the knife in the 98th minute, the ball's put in, Maxwell punches out, and he's clattered. He's absolutely clattered into the back of the net. It's one of my bugbears in football, and probably your bugbears as well, that we all say that goalkeepers nowadays are just too overprotected. They can be hit by a feather in the goal area, and the referee will award a free kick to the goalkeeper. If your striker jumps up fair, shoulder to shoulder, it's a foul on the goalie. All day long, just a merest touch, it's always a foul on the goalkeeper. You cannot touch a goalkeeper anymore in modern day football. Well, particularly if you are Blackpool attacking, you cannot go anywhere near a goalkeeper. But for Sheffield United, Maxwell punches, and I think it's McBurney just goes straight into him, just clatters straight into him and clatters him straight into the back of the net, on his arse, in the back of the goal. So he's getting up, trying to get across. Not only is he knocked into the goals, but then we have 3 Sheffield United players in offside positions. 2 of them in front of the goalkeeper in the 6-yard box. Now, it's the most stupid rule in the world. If you are in the 6-yard box in front of the goalkeeper, you're offside. I don't care about this not interfering with play. If you are in the 6-yard box and offside, you are offside, because we can watch VAR every day of the week and a player running through somewhere has a fingernail over the line, he's offside. It can be just a fingernail over and he's offside. VAR will rule him offside. We all go mental about it. Nobody can believe that VAR can punish people for just that smallest thing offside. Sheffield United have 3 players in the 6-yard box, 2 of them in front of Maxwell. They're not seen as offside either, and the ball is smashed in. Maxwell's trying to get up off his feet, across to it, can't get there. It's a goal. Sheffield United get an equaliser. It's a disgrace of a decision. Blackpool then, very, very nearly, CJ Hamilton is put clear by Yates. He's running through. It's goal to go. He cuts back. He even has a chance to square it across because there's a player who he could just square it across and it's a goal. He has a shot. It's blocked and it comes to nothing. Referee blows the whistle. And then after all that, there is just anger on the pitch, isn't there? After the game, Blackpool players will be just furious about everything that's been done to them. Sheffield United have gone through the mill trying to get this equaliser. They're all kind of buzzing because they've got it, but he was against 9 men. The whole stadium is like in, I don't know, it's just such an angry place. And there's this brawl where Lavery, from what I can see, goes in to try and separate things, and then he ends up getting wrestled to the floor, literally by his neck, down onto the floor, masses of players, and then the referee sends the keeper off who's assaulted him. You know what I mean? Literally, just dived at him and put him on the floor. He gets sent off, but then he sends Lavery off for being assaulted, which is very similar to the Burnley episode with Sonny Carey where, the Burnley player, he did a foul in our half that was, for me, 2 fouls were even worse than that, were committed in the Premier League and in the Scottish Premier League on that weekend, both overturned, and we can't get ours overturned. And the assault on Sonny Carey was unbelievable. From behind, the player he fouled just got up and he just ran over to him. He couldn't, on his behind him, and just shoved him over. That could have been whiplash. It could have been anything. It was an absolute assault, and we get the 3-match ban for it. And this is what it's like, we're Blackpool, and I don't know what it is. I sometimes think that every single referee has come to Blackpool as a kid and had a bad holiday or something, because it's not possible that referees can give us so little. And the Sheffield United fans, are saying that they were robbed as well, and they hated the referee. But honestly, you really need to watch the video back and see all your late challenges that were just waved away, and just see what happened to Dom Thompson, and put yourself in his situation. And I defy anybody who's pushed into advertising boards like that, or shoulder bars at speed into those things. You're gonna be kicking a ball away. You're not gonna be happy. And it was just a joke of a red card. And I just think 10 men, I think we'd have hung out. I think we'd have had a chance. I thought with 9 men, no chance. But for drama, it's got to be one of the greatest games I've ever been at. And like I say, at the end of the day, both teams were giving it everything. It was end to end. It was a match you could not take your eyes off for a minute. It was probably one of the most exciting games I've ever been to. It was just phenomenal. And the thing that I'm liking at the moment, as I say, about Blackpool, is this is just, they're together, and we have to be together, because the players that we have and that we sign and that we buy are nothing compared to what Sheffield United had. Their players, we could have had all that with the Oystons, but of course we didn't. They took all the money. So our team is full of what, we normally are, guys that are picked up on frees, or 200, 300,000, £1 million is like a miracle for us. And you look at what Sheffield United had as a team, and we have to be that sort of together. And we did it before. We did it with Holloway. It was the same. Before we went in the Premier League, we were just a team of nobodies, really. Nobody had ever heard of, like Charlie Adam, Keith Southern, David Vaughan. They were just, Matty Phillips. They were just not household names. And we, as Blackpool fans, created an atmosphere and Holloway forged a team spirit that was just more than the sum of its parts. And I just feel like Appleton's doing the same thing. And I think it's very exciting, and I can't get too down about it. I don't know how we're going to go on against Hull City on Wednesday, because we've got 2 players out. But if we play with that team spirit, and the players that come in play with that team spirit, we are amazing. This team can do wonders, and I'm so buying into Appleton. I like him. I like the fact he's a hard man as well. You know, I love Billy Eyre. I mean, everybody loved Billy Eyre, and he was hard as nails. And Appleton is as hard as nails. The only thing that probably disappointed me in the whole game was he didn't do what Critch would have done, and that's he would have taken Dom Thompson off, because Critch would always take a player off on a yellow card. He would never risk it. He would take him off. You know he would. He took him off all the time. He was terrified of a player getting a red card. And he would just take him off. And I'd said to James when he got the yellow card, you could see he was so angry about, you know, being given a yellow card for just trying to argue the point that the game should have been stopped for head injury, that the red mist had come down with him. And I said to Jane, I'd take him off. You know, I'd take him off because he's too much of a liability in his headspace. Just get him off the pitch. And, you know, and I did say on the video, you know, I told you, which she hates me saying, by the way, but I said, I told you, take him off. And of course it was to be our undoing. The fact that he got a second yellow, even though it was ridiculous. But Sheffield United fans, you'll disagree with everything I say. But, you know, I know if it was the other way around and we were at Bloomfield Road and, you know, you were down to 10 men, then you were down to 9 men, and we've got like 10 minutes to get an equaliser, and then the ball comes up, we've got 8 minutes, and you're baying for the blood, and you're going against 9 men, and you're getting corners, you don't care. You're getting corners. You got another chance, and can you do it? And can you do it? And the goalkeeper's pulling wonder saves off, and you can't believe that the ball's not gone in, and it's bounced past the post. I know exactly what it's like as a Sheffield United fan, and you're just getting more and more and more frustrated. Never mind with the referee, but just with the way that the ball will not go in the net against 9 men. You can't believe what you're watching from your point of view. That is what you're seeing, and I know what it's like. And when that ball goes in the net, you couldn't care less whether Maxwell was fouled. You couldn't care less whether 3 men are offside. You've scored the equaliser in the 98th minute. The place is going absolutely bananas. You know, it's going fucking off the charts because you've equalised against 9 men, you know, just after all that frustration. And you won't see it at all. You'll just see it as total and utter frustration, which you'll be blaming a lot of that on the referee. But at the end of the day, you just couldn't score. You missed a penalty. The chances you had, the ball that went past the post, you know, Chris Basham doesn't get his foot to it. I know exactly what you were going through. You know, we all know if that was at Bloomfield Road, we'd be feeling exactly the same way. And we wouldn't care that the referee was being an absolute and utter bastard, for no other word. I just don't understand what he was doing to Blackpool. And I still can't. I come out the game and I think, how? Why? How can you get that referee like that? How can he be like that? How can he just not see anything? How can he not see the player barged Dom Thompson into the hoarding board? How can you not see the hoarding boards all pushed over? I mean, Dom Thompson's going up to him and trying to show him his arm where he's probably all cut to bits because he went flying into it. And I'll tell you, with those LEDs and stuff, no, I wouldn't like to go into it. But, you know, having a football kicked against your leg in a football match, it's nothing, is it? That's what a football game's all about. I mean, Lavery went down, didn't he? Because he was hit smack bang in the face by the football. But you don't give the guy a yellow card. I know it's a slightly different situation, but at the end of the day, he's been hit by a ball, and it's not a booking, or it's just part and parcel of the game. You get hit by a football. And yes, he was angry. He did kick the ball away because he just got up from being clattered into the advertising boards. But it was never in a million years any sensible ref at that moment in time would have diffused that situation. But this plonker, this David Webb or whatever he's called, relegate him, honestly. And your wife, don't have sex with him for a month because he's a wanker. Anyway, that's my final thoughts on it. Just let him wank in peace, love, and just because he is an absolute prick, that guy. He's the worst referee, and I hope he gets relegated. I hope he goes down because I don't want him ever refereeing a Blackpool game again because I just can't watch that kind of refereeing. It's embarrassing. And all that hostility and all those fights and everything that went on was all created by one man and his stupidity and his inability to deal and diffuse a situation that was getting out of hand. And the more he did, the more it got out of hand. And to me, he's just a bad fucking ref. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. We go on to Hull. God knows how we're going to go on. But anyway, post your comments down below if you think I'm right or if you think I'm just talking out of my arse. I don't care. Post in the comments below. I'll get loads of abuse from Sheffield United fans, but at the end of the day, that's how it was. Thanks for watching.